Hello everyone, Haley here. Today I'm going to be discussing the recent allegations regarding a YouTuber you may or may not know. There have been shocking and upsetting allegations given to us on Twitter by a user known as @Niasputin or Vriska's #1 defender, but due to the fact I will butcher both of those, I will be calling him by the name listed on his bio of Orion. Kwite is a 21-year-old YouTuber who does commentary videos. He made his channel on December 2nd, 2012. Kwite is a faceless tuber and is known for his online persona as well as for his sarcastic humor and had become a comfort to many viewers of his channel. I myself was an avid Kwite enjoyer and watched any of his videos I came across and found his witty and indifferent humor to be really funny. However, 2 days ago, a Twitter post by the pre-mentioned Orion was made. The post read, "I refuse to be silent any longer." The post detailed Orion's relationship and friendship with Kwite, as well as the abuse and, in my words, torment he received from both Kwite and Kwite's fans. I am going to read the post and show the items listed by Orion. The post was made on 22nd of February 2023. Hello. I have never felt that I could come out about this, and I have struggled with this for years before writing this, and I doubt it'll be anything close of years after I write this that this will ever be released. But in the case that you are reading this, I have to come out and lay what has happened to me. I was blanked by a man known as the YouTuber Kwite in February of 2018, and had been in an extremely toxic friendship / on and off relationship with him since 2017. To start in the beginning, I had found Kwite's channels when it had less than 500 subscribers, and as a teenager wanted to make art for him. Because he didn't use his face in his videos, I thought he could have an easier time if I drew him and recommended he wore sunglasses and a face mask instead of manually keying his face out with a black box. There, I essentially came up with this Sona with him and drew various talk sprites for him for free that he only ever used maybe once. We are around the same age and slowly began talking and bonding over shared mental health issues. At the time, I was undiagnosed with autism and borderline personality disorder, which I have diagnosis of now, and thus was unaware of how these would affect me in the coming relationship we had and how he would, most likely without knowing, take advantage of me. At first, we were extremely close in ways that helped the both of us. He shared bits of his past, and I shared mine. However, slowly my status as an artist would land me in more YouTuber circles than his would, and he would slowly try to encourage me to let him join said spaces. As a friend, I of course wanted to include him in as many as I could, but as I did and he made various connections outside of me, the relationship grew transactional. While I won't say I was the most stable person at the time, I was not actively unkind. I cannot say the same for him. When my abandonment issues would arise, he would leave me ignored, and then when I was having the worst of my time, he would swoop in to save me and keep me under his thumb. He would yell at me or act passive-aggressive towards me when being my friend was inconvenient, but love-bombed me when it was just us or he needed something from me. He would use my memory issues against me to gaslight me about things he said, and would keep most of the conversations he had on calls or on Skype, because the messages delete after a set amount of time. He would actively talk about his new friends to me when he wanted me to do something for him, and took up a great amount of my time. Eventually, we met in real life a few times. I had transphobic parents, so I told him my dead name to use only when my parents were talking to him. But after knowing this information, he was used it as a way to belittle me. The first meeting was fine, but he had a rule that I wasn't allowed to take any pictures of him, but he was allowed to take pictures of me. After promising and begging to take a few pictures that wouldn't, and still haven't, been posted for memories, he let me take a few before he left. The second meeting, however, was different. We had planned to meet up while he was on vacation in my city, and thus I would pick him up in my car and we would go to about a trampoline park and go to see Black Panther. This is where the worst of his behavior occurred. At this time, we were both on and off flirting and had discussed that if we were both single at this time, we would take each other's virginity. However, once he had come on to me in the backseat of my car, I started to get cold feet. He, however, did not want to take no for an answer. In the backseat of my own car, he blanked me. All the while I was telling him how it hurt and how I didn't want to do this anymore. He kept telling me, "This is what you wanted," as he went, but soon got bored of it and got out. I sat in the car by myself for a bit before going to join him in the movie we had planned to see together, and to make up, he had me buy him popcorn. I put the event out of my mind as just two virgins being bad at sex and hung out with him for the rest of the day, as he was still one of my closest friends. I have a video with him to prove we were together at that time that I was able to post only for myself after begging him to take pictures with me because we were friends. A few months later, once he has gained quite a few more subscribers and larger YouTube friends, did he start ghosting me more and more often, all while I was having a BPD episode. It got to the point where he called me to cut me off, and in our fight called me a blank who thinks she's a boy and will never be. This extremely hurt me and caused me to spiral more. I almost needed to be institutionalized, but thankfully for my social support system, I wasn't. Months passed, and when I tried to come out about the emotional blank I suffered, I received harassment from his fans. I received calls to my house to tell me to do actions, furthering my poor mental health. Eventually, however, it subsided, and through a turn of events, I was able to set up a call to reconcile with him. In this call, he tried to gaslight me further, claiming that I had led him on, or worse, assaulted him instead, all in front of a mediator who thankfully knew better than to believe him. In this call, he screamed at me, threw things, and broke things, and continued to try to gaslight me. However, thanks to Danny, Lord Bung, he calmed down and apologized for some of his behavior. However, I don't believe he was sincere. I truly am sorry that I stayed silent on this issue for years, but I cannot keep silent. I have been scared for myself and how the public will treat me, but I am too scared that I am not the only victim to keep silent anymore. Anyone who may also have been victimized is more than encouraged to DM me, and I hope you are doing okay. I know that many of you will not believe me. I don't care anymore. For those who do, thank you for your ear, and I hope that you stay safe. TLDR, I was blanked by Kwite, emotionally blanked, dead-named, called slurs, and gaslight into silence for 6 years. Reading this for the first time, I was shocked, angry, and heartbroken. My condolences and deepest apologies go out to Orion for having to go through all of that. Kwite in his Discord servers has said he will release a statement in the next few days, but from what I have seen, Kwite has yet to speak up about the allegations. I personally believe in this instance it is guilty until proven innocent. Mods in his Discord chat seem to not be taking the allegations seriously, and plenty of screenshots have come out about the current issues regarding this, as well as screenshots of Kwite's mods silencing the talk of the allegations. In this situation, as I said, it is guilty until proven innocent. Many more screenshots were released about the situation, and it seems also that Kwite's fans have begun to harass and belittle Orion, as well as false claiming him and things as such. It is extremely upsetting and angering to see a community treating a victim like this. My heart goes out to Orion and to any of the mods that have been trying to help with this situation that have not been silencing people. There have also been allegations from other users that have claimed that Kwite's mod had groomed them. This entire situation is horrible for the victims of such things, and the fact that there are people who do not believe them and are actively attacking them is very upsetting. I understand that many people might see Kwite as a comfort, but in this situation, it's best to unfollow him and distance from him as much as you can until both sides are released and you can make your opinion from that. During these few final moments, I will put any and all screenshots I have of conversations or Twitter posts that have more information about the situation, as well as the screenshots of the mods who are trying to silence the situation and are not taking it seriously. Once again, my heart goes out to Orion and the other victims, and I truly hope that this is able to come to light and a response is made from Kwite. Thank you for watching, and I implore you to go do your own research and see the issues and the allegations for yourself. Once again, none of this has been proven, but I still believe that we should listen to the victims and treat the situation as guilty until proven innocent.